If you've got a question, the voices of resin are here. Oh, PlastChicks.
PlastChicks is an SPE-sponsored podcast.
Hello.
Hey, I've missed you so much. It's been like 2 weeks since I've seen you?
2 weeks is too long. And I think it's going to be another 2 weeks before we see each other again.
That's pretty good. I mean, I'm thinking back to like when we started this podcast, we used to see each other I remember I joined council for SPE specifically so that we could hang out at least a couple more times a year. And now,
It's a good plan.
Now, because of this podcast, we get to talk virtually, but we actually get to see each other a lot more now. So,
Okay. So basically what you're saying is all our evil planning turned out exactly how we wanted it to.
Exactly.
Well, I'm Lynzie Nebel.
And I'm Mercedes Landazuri. And with our powers combined, we are
PlastChicks.
The voices of resin.
You can listen to our podcast the first Friday of every month on any platform that podcasts come out, or you can check us out on YouTube.
Right. And that's the 4SPE YouTube account. If you want to see, our lovely backgrounds and which are not virtual today, they're real life.
They're real life. It's very exciting for us.
I should have shown a brighter light on my Wassily chairs back here. Some of my,
missed
Marcel
opportunity,
brother.
really.
I know. Yeah. And instead,
Next time.
you see the ugly day bed here. I'm just kidding. It's lovely. It served me well for many a nap.
As it should. Well, today we have a guest that we have been in cahoots with for a while, and we finally got our schedules to align. So today we have Lexington Peterson, the Business Development Manager in Automotive and Mobility with Engel. Hi.
Hey, Lexi.
Hey, ladies. Thank you for having me. Thank you for the invitation.
Very excited.
One of the best names in the biz, like just the cadence of it, Lexington Peterson. I love that rhythm.
Yeah, there's a gravitas to it, immediate respect. Immediate.
I love the gender neutrality of it. It's done me a lot of favors in my career.
Absolutely.
I get Mr. Lexington if I've never met them in person. So
that makes a great point. My son's godmother, her name is Jordan. She's the oldest of 6 kids, and her mom named most of the girls gender neutral names specifically for resume purposes.
Honestly, that's smart. I do get Mr. Nebel, but that is on the rare occasion. I know Lynzie can be a gender neutral name, but I feel like it's kind of on the low end of gender neutral.
And on the other side, I have a friend from college whose name is Whitney. He's a man, and he was actually elected as a councilman in California, and he gets Miss Whitney all the time.
People got to stop guessing. Don't go in with the guess. Well, so we have known you for a hot minute. Your career path has just been pure rocket launch. You've done research labs. We met you when you were at Influx. You moved to Crossmify, and now you're with Engel. What has kind of been your North Star in making all these job moves?
Didn't we meet you when you were still a student? Because you were involved with SPE back then.
I probably introduced myself because I remember you guys from 2018, when I was first getting in SPE. And so I probably made an introduction way before Influx, but I was small potatoes then.
Well, I was going to say, and this brings up a question we have for you later, but I recognized your name from the scholarships because I was always part of the scholarship foundation. So I knew who you were, and you were always in my top pile. But yeah, so that's exciting.
Yeah. SPE I don't think I would be where I am today without SPE. Those scholarships, you probably saw my name a lot because I went crazy, but they were really the backbone to getting
the
through
best
school.
way.
So I have the utmost respect and gratitude to SPE. And yeah, but I do remember one conference they invited me to in college, and I saw your guys' plastics set up. So
look
I
at
love
us.
what you guys, longtime lover.
Well, okay. So we have known you even longer than my brain is allowing me to remember, because my brain is old and on the downslide. But yours is on the upslide.
Let's talk about that upslide.
Let's talk about the upslide. So what was kind of your thought process as you're taking some of these jobs, and what made you kind of land at Engel?
So I think always my North Star in plastics has been, like a lot of young professionals, sustainability. That was out of the gate my entire interest in studying plastics. As a kid, I had a lot of eco anxiety with the Gulf spill, the sea turtle and the straw video on YouTube was traumatizing. And I knew that to really make a difference, I needed to understand foundationally what was going on. And so Influx was naturally a match. Like, they had this amazing technology that we were able to process ocean bottle regrind and bioplastics derived from bacteria. Like, they were working on a lot of really cool stuff. Unfortunately, they closed a few years into me being there. And that's when I ended up at KM learning the automation side. And I connected with Engel at NPE in 2024, and it just was, sparks flew. But really, like, that progression, those 3 steps, like, redefined what sustainability meant to me, or at least what I thought it was supposed to be. I came into it focusing more on planet, like saving sea turtles and all of that, but was it people, profit, like people, like the automation side of it? Like, we have a workforce that is phasing out. People aren't entering as quickly. People are retiring rapidly, and then now profit. Like, being in business development, it's all focused on profit. So, and creating solutions that are actually helpful and scalable. So I think that's where Influx kind of fell back a little bit.
Yeah. It's funny that you mentioned the people part of it, because I think so often people that are involved in sustainability know that, like, the people part is part of the sustainability. But I was talking to someone the other day, and they were like, well, why would you just force that in there? And you put it perfectly. Like, the workforce is leaving. In order to be a sustainable industry, we have to have people. That's a bare minimum.
Yeah.
And you mentioned, sorry, go ahead.
Yep.
No.
I'm good. Yeah. Thank you. Sorry.
No, I refuse to go ahead now. No, so you mentioned, now being on, on the business development side, you've had experience on the technical side and on the customer facing strategic side of the business. How has that shift changed the way that you think about problem solving in this industry?
I guess, like, coming back to that point over the, you can have this amazing innovation, but if it's not actually scalable or able to resolve an industry problem, then it's useless. So it's changed my thought process behind what to focus on, what is actually impactful, what's actually making a difference, rather than just focusing on what's cool in the moment. So we have a lot of technologies at Engel that have taken priority over some others for that reason. It's like, these are what we should be focusing on, getting this to the market because it's actually going to fix issues. So
yeah, the flashier stuff sometimes doesn't, isn't as feasible or scalable, and it's not as, you got to do the slightly boring but more impactful things first sometimes.
Yeah, definitely. Innovation for innovation's sake is nothing, like, on its own. I mean, it's good, for research and development, but you really have to have a business case behind it.
Yeah.
So we You were recognized as a rising star for plastics news in what we think is 2023. We should have fact checked this earlier, but we do not do that, nor do we have fact checkers. And as we mentioned, you know, like I said, I recognized your name from all the scholarships I've seen you apply for and get many scholarships. Was there, as you're getting all this recognition and these scholarships, was there ever a point where you thought, okay, this is the calling for me, or I might actually be like ready to be in this industry?
I think the biggest calling is just the support I got through SPE. I went to Pittsburgh State University and their plastics engineering technology program, and the support I got there too was amazing. Like we had one-on-one advisors that you have since your freshman year, and so just like continuous support was validating. Like I'm welcome here, I belong here, I can thrive here, and I will have a career when I graduate. Like all this investment into school, like I won't have a significant amount of debt had I gone to like a D1 school. So I think, yeah, just the scholarships and my advisors were the biggest influence.
That is very key. As someone still paying their student loans, that is great.
Ouch. Yeah. So, something I had missed, but in preparation for this interview, I don't think I realized that you went to, so I knew that you went to Pittsburgh State. I never realized that you went to University of Maine. Were you actually there physically?
Yeah, for a summer. It was a phase. It was through the National Science Foundation. They had a lot of cool lab focused programs throughout the summertime. I wasn't able to land any of the engineering focused ones where I'd be like a process engineer during the summertime. As a freshman or sophomore, I was too inexperienced. But yeah, spent some time at the University of Maine, University of Washington, Chile. Like the National Science Foundation is another amazing supportive group that gave me opportunity in the summertime to learn about bioplastics and biopolymers. So
Did you say Chile? You went to Chile as well?
yeah, they have a lot of cellulose down there, like cellulose wood studies. So they were matching polymers with cellulose for paper.
Wow. So these are just like the things that you did during your summers as a student.
Yes. Yeah.
That's amazing.
A lot of lab work. But I don't know. The engineering side is definitely more fascinating to me because it's more teamwork focused. In the lab work, it does seem to be more individual work. It's very methodical. So it was a good experience, but one where I was like, I love engineering more, I think.
Mm-hmm.
And it's great that you have that back and forth, like that you're able to compare which one makes more sense to you. Because I think some people assume that they're going to be good at one and get farther down the path and they're like, uh-oh.
Yeah.
Now, I'm curious, since you have this international experience, did you notice like any like cultural differences between like labs and these different places?
I mean, definitely the one in Chile, like, but at the University of Maine, it was more hip. The group of students that they put together was very, what do they call it? Like greenies or like sustainability focused or hippies. Like that was the vibe that we brought. They had us all staying in a fraternity house that summer. The program director.
Oh, that's a choice.
Everything was sticky, but it was an experience. We all bonded and got matching tattoos. It was a fun experience, but yeah.
That's awesome.
Culturally, it was similar.
So now you are deep into this large scale thermoplastic composite structures, right? Very cool, very technical stuff. So can you give us the like why it matters version? What's making this space so exciting?
Yeah. Before Engel, I had hardly any experience with composites. But being in automotive, just naturally, it's a part of the conversation for lightweighting interests. Electric vehicles is a trend. It's definitely slowed down recently. But electric vehicles we know is a long-term trend and they're very heavy. And so as much as we can lightweight, as possible. Like OEMs want to, or automakers want to see that. So.
Absolutely. Yeah, you hadn't even thought of the importance of it for electric vehicles. I have my first, it's a plug-in hybrid electric vehicle. And I love it, especially with gas prices going up right now.
Yeah.
But gosh, it is a lot heavier and you feel it on the road.
Yeah. I've heard of car garages collapsing with too many electric vehicles in them, or I don't know, even like the damage to the roads, over time that adds up pretty quick. So
wow,
it's fun being a part of the developments to help resolve that, but still get electric vehicles.
Gosh, yeah, everything is connected. Everything,
right?
Everything
that's an impact everywhere. Like, yeah, like you're thinking roads, you're thinking tires. Now they're I like never even consider that side of it. That's crazy.
It compounds, and now in automotive, like there's a
pun intended.
On accident. Now there's this interest in autonomous vehicles. Like you may have seen the Waymos or the Zoogs out on the road in California and now Texas and Miami. Those are all electric vehicles. So like as more and more autonomy that technology develops, I'm sure we'll see more and more electric vehicles too.
So, I actually rode in my first Waymo a couple of years ago in San Francisco with Adam Cohn. Do you remember Adam? He was like former president of Next Gen Advisory Board for SPE. But we made a selfie video and sent it to Lynzie. I
was very jealous
from the back of Waymo.
I watched the Waymo like malfunctioning videos. Those are like, it's like that and people falling down are like my sweet spot. And and I love watching them. So when I saw them in it, I'm like, this is like my dream. Like also my nightmare, because like the ones that like lock you in and like nobody can get a hold of you, those ones are scary. But yeah, that's a whole fleet being built out. Like that's not stopping anytime soon.
Yeah, the technology has come a long way, and I don't know. You think about like your personal vehicle having that type of tech in it. Not only giving you back time, but I heard it may even lower insurance just because it is significantly safer. So I don't know. I'm bullish on autonomy. Like it'd be great to get in my car and actually be able to do other stuff than hold the wheel and stare at the road.
Yeah, and like you said, giving back time. My parents are an hour and a half away, just to be like, yep, I'll be up. But also I'm doing whatever I need to do. I like that. I'm gonna dream about that.
And even if you get distracted by your four fighting boys in the back.
Oh no, I'm very good at zoning in and tuning them way out. I just listen for like somebody's bleeding. That's the pullover sign.
Can you hear
or somebody
blood?
threw up?
You probably can hear blood at this point.
Yeah, probably. I wouldn't surprise myself. So still like in the automotive theme, let's bust some myths about automotive. What's a misconception about plastics in the automotive industry that needs to just get the heck out of here?
Probably that we could remove all of it. Like bumpers, like there's really no viable alternative to plastics in a bumper. I don't know, it has increased the safety for a lot of our applications. It's created opportunity to consolidate a bunch of parts. And that's something else that compounds. Like if you push 25 parts together in a plastic component, you're lightweighting, you're reducing your supply chain, you're simplifying your manufacturing process, reducing inventory. There's a lot of perks to plastics and their ability, their design freedom.
Yeah, the multifunctional, you have all these benefits to it. Yes, you're adding complexity to your mold, but like it's fine. That's what you go. All these mold makers and mold designers, that's what they love. They love a good challenge. Don't give them just an open shut mold. That's not fun. And if you have something that's multifunctional and solving all these problems and lightweighting, and you have no no secondary like welding or anything like that, like you're fixing a lot of problems with one very good mold designer. I know there's probably more checking it over, but we're going to say one very good mold designer. So mold designers, you're in. Automotive's calling you up.
Yeah. And I don't know. To me, polymers have come a long way. There's a superior material to metal, or I don't know. There's just a lot more flexibility than there used to be, and they're the future of automotive. So.
Mm-hmm. And moving away from automotive for a moment, if we can, because you work in composites, and I know at CES last year and this year we saw a lot of traction or a lot of development in air mobility. Is that a space that you're working in at all? And can you tell us about air mobility?
Yeah. Something else I had no idea was on the market or being developed until I came to Engel. So air mobility, there's this term called eVTOLs, or electric vehicle takeoff and landing. So these are like the air taxis. And it's the Jobies, the Archers. So their interest is in revitalizing regional airports again and being able to get professionals across major cities as quickly as possible, because their time is money. So that's how they're justifying the cost of an air taxi. And then the other side of this too is drones. Like drones has been a huge topic most recently. A couple weeks ago was the JEC conference, which is the world's largest composites conference. And we had a drone blade on display, and the amount of interest in that was interesting.
Just for a drone blade.
Yeah, just for, because we have this new drone dominance program. And so we've been getting questions about what composites technologies, how it can support with drone development. So that's been a whole new topic for our team recently.
So are a lot of the composites in automotive, is a lot of crossover to air mobility as well, or is it completely different stuff?
Very similar materials. I think both are very cost conscientious, and that's the kind of downside to composites. When it's glass fibers or carbon fibers, especially carbon, it is very expensive, and right now they're just looking for the most feasible option. So yeah, the materials are very similar, but we may not see super exotic plastics in these parts anytime soon.
That's a bummer. Team exotic parts. And so I guess kind of going in another direction, we hear a lot about smart manufacturing, and like people want to throw that phrase out there like they've got a handle on it. But what does it actually look like? And I know Engel is pretty good at this.
Mm-hmm. So anymore, in my opinion, it's incorporating more and more AI features into the equipment, making the process more autonomous, essentially have a brain, give the machine a brain. A couple of years ago at NPE, that was what all the machinery manufacturers were getting asked about. Like, what are you doing for AI? And the question back is, well, what are you looking for? Like, at this point, it's just chatbots. And in the past 2 years, all these different conferences that have popped up about AI seem to focus on chatbots and very high level definitions of what AI is. But we know it needs to be more complex than that to be truly smart.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Go ahead, Lynzie.
I just had a conversation with a couple of my friends at work, and right now the AI rush is all the rage, because two of them were asked, like, start putting AI in your job, and it's like, well, what does that mean? Like, you don't just AI your job, but what does that actually mean? What are you looking for? Yeah. So I think using the glorified chat boxes as moving towards something more efficient, and not just having it answer questions.
Yeah, from what I understand, it's moving from chatbots to like agents, and ChatGPT just came out with something similar, but sometimes it can trip a little bit. Like, have you ever seen this or heard about this? like the
Tell us.
the ghosts or the generative ghosts or the
Ooh.
oh God, what do they call it? Hallucinations that they have.
Yeah, hallucinations.
They'll give you feedback with 100% confidence and be incredibly wrong. And they're apologetic, but it's called AGI or Automated General Intelligence. So it responds like an eager intern would. It's sometimes wrong, but it's responding like a person. So
yeah, I mean, I remember Lynzie and I had, before Taylor Swift's most recent album came out, Lynzie was asking, we were using ChatGPT, trying to figure out like what songs were going to be on the album or anything about it. And it like straight up made up like new Taylor Swift songs. Like it had like some track listings, and it was like,
and like what? Told us it was out, and it was like, it came out to much like fanfare. And it was like, I would know. No. I would know.
So what with AI and AGI and this agentic AI, right? Which is really, really growing in importance. How, if you're able to say, how are you guys incorporating that into machinery, or what are the plans? What are the visions? I mean, because with agentic, the difference, as I understand it, is it will be able to make decisions on its own, right?
Yes, yeah. From what I understand, it responds just like a human brain or a human would. So, Engel has a whole digital solutions stack called Inject AI. And this is something that has continued to be built upon at Engel, but this is chasing the demands of AI or smart features that OEMs are expecting to reach their goals and what suppliers need to, stay afloat with a declining workforce. So, yeah.
Wild times.
It really is. It's like, to me, we're in the 2000s again, but like in the .com boom, and we have no idea that we're going to have iPhones that have all the information in the entire world in our hands within the next however many years. We have no idea how AI is going to change our industry right now. And it's, I don't know. I love these conversations though.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, yeah, I think going back to the point of like companies just saying like, I need AI. If you guys are doing something about it intelligently, you meet that demand for that ask that they don't really have a direction for, without having to like they don't have to do the work, but they get the prize at the end of the AI tunnel. And yeah, you're right. Like what are these machines going to be doing? Or is there something else that's going to be happening? Or is there some sort of feedback loop that, is just sitting there staring us in the face, waiting for some sort of code to come to life?
Yeah. I mean, especially as the humanoid robots get into this and they're talking to the machines digitally, like we have no idea what this is going to look like. I know. It's eerie. But it seems to be the future and where we're running to.
Mm-hmm. So what would your prediction for that future look like? Say, 10, 15 years from now, you walk on a shop floor and you're going to see humanoid or humanoid-ish robots operating multiple machines, or?
That's exactly what I'm picturing. They would have enough information on the material and the parts and the machine inputs that they could just make the most optimal decisions for manufacturing, like near 100% OEE possibly. But yeah, I do see we'll still need people. They'll just have different roles, probably more leadership.
Here's my problem with humanoid robots. My biggest problem. And I feel like you're in the same height range as me. But most, and maybe not, because I have a really bad perception of height, and I tell this to people all the time. I'm like, no, I'm like feet taller than you. I'm 5'2". And I looked it up because I'd read it somewhere and I just wanted to make sure that I was actually right. The average humanoid robot is from 5'5" to 5'11". if you are going to make something so like powerful, I feel like I still need to be able to like fight it or push it down. I can't do that if something's taller than me. I mean, I probably could, but it creeps me out and it puts me on my back feet a little bit. I don't like it.
Yeah. I agree. Like we need a fighting chance, and above 5'5" is going to be a struggle. Like,
right. I don't like it.
It's going to be natural selection. The only humans who survive are going to have
Just
to be
tall.
like, 6 feet.
yeah.
Oh, well, so long, guys. It's been nice knowing you. I'm out. The robots, although I do say that often. Zombie apocalypse or robot takeover, I guess now I'm out. I don't have it in me. Or the height in me. So there's that.
Yeah.
With all the momentum around like US reindustrialization, where do you see plastics coming into play in the upcoming years?
Mhm. Yeah, so with the reindustrialization piece and moving more and more parts back here, there seems to be a lot of entrepreneurial opportunities for people who want to set up their own plastics facilities. That or with AI, like having some type of minor in artificial intelligence, I think would set students way ahead. I don't even know if that's available though in most programs. It should be. Have you guys heard about that in plastics programs yet?
Oh, in plastics programs, I haven't, though I know one of our PlastChicks scholarship winners, was it last year? Was actually
Yes.
a computer science major, I believe, right?
Yeah, and there was just Allison Rhodes at Antec was talking about the inclusion of that making sense because of everything.
Yeah. Having a basic knowledge, at least, like outside of ChatGPT again, I'm like, we need to understand how self-learning it is or where it's at in that development. But,
yeah.
So now that SPE is a part of Plastics Industry Association, and Lynzie and I were both involved with Next Gen Advisory Board. I think you were too for a time for SPE, but you are currently involved with FLIP. Can you tell us about what FLIP stands for and how you got involved and how spaces like that for building the next wave of leaders in the industry are really important?
Yeah. So FLIP stands for Future Leaders in Plastics. And I was introduced to it when I first started working at Crossmify. And it was interesting because really the Society of Plastics Engineers was the community that I had been exposed to most. I'd hardly engaged or seen a lot of content from the Plastics Industry Association outside of MPE. But it has created a lot of opportunities. So there's different councils, like the Equipment Council is the one that I report to on behalf of FLIP, and other opportunities with mentorship, being mentored, being a mentor. And I think we're over 300 members now. So this merger between SPE and plastics, having this young group of professionals and these emerging students, I think is a beautiful blend. Like it could not come together at a better time.
Yeah, and I think the fostering of young professionals in a semi-formal environment, like with being on council for SPE or reporting up to a council in FLIP, I think there's a bit of formality that like I know me personally, I was terrified to learn, but having those opportunities to kind of hone that skill, like now. Do I like presenting things for people? No, it's never going to be my favorite thing, but I can do it. And I've had the practice and I've done it 1,000 times and I've had people ask me questions. You get this like practice with your training wheels on.
I mean, how do you see SPE and plastics fusing together 5 years from now? Because I know that they're drafting some ideas, but like, do you see already where this is going?
Short answer, no. There's right now we're at the point where it's like, when this is going to just expose my ADHD in like the purest form. But you
Go
know, when
for
you're
it. Go
trying
for
to
it.
put something together and you're like, oh, but we could add this. And oh, if we have this, but you also have that. And if we put this together, I bet we could get this. And then you start going down the path and you're like, but wait, we have more. Like that's the point we're at right now. There's so much stuff going on and so much good stuff that it's like, okay, how do we preserve all of this, but then make it even better? So that is, it's this, I don't want to say the delicate balancing act, because I think the things both sides have going on are so good that it's not this delicate act, but it's making sure you don't lose the essence of anything when we bring them together, or if they get brought together. Some things obviously stand on their own, and that's amazing and wonderful. So yeah, that's the 5 years down the road. I don't know exactly what it's going to be, because we have so many opportunities right now. And this is, I keep saying, like, I get the like fresh start year, and Praveen steps in next year and his job is to make it all start working. So I'm like, that's really on you, buddy.
Thoughts and prayers.
I'm out.
I think SPE has like 30 groups or something. Like, you're right. I don't know. I was thinking, I'm like, how do you hold all of their different interests together? And I don't know. So
yeah,
I wish you guys the best of luck.
There's actually like 72 or something like that. There's a lot of chapters. So yeah, because you have local and you have technical. So it can get very, you just have a lot of interests, and then you have plastics that comes over in a totally different perspective that it's like, okay, this is really good. We know it's really good, but what's our next step?
Yeah.
And that's some of the stuff we're starting to work on behind the scenes, and we're starting to sort out, but it's the great news is all the staff, they are all under one umbrella now. So that's where the first steps were. So, that kind of stuff.
Lexington, I understand you've done some outreach with girls in STEM, which we love. Can you tell us more about that? And as you're working with these young girls who are maybe interested in STEM, like, how do you pique their interest, or what is there anything for them as you're talking to them about plastics? Is there any like thing that helps it click for them?
Yeah. So you're right. I forgot about the local levels, and that's kind of how I got involved with connecting with middle school girls and high school girls while I was in school myself. But I think what really clicked for them about engineering being an option for them was having those events, having women in leadership come, like, be keynotes and, just be the example, like, oh, there is a place for me here. I fit in. You look like me. I can be here. We had little projects with them, like hands-on, where they got to see, like, it's a challenge, but it's also, the process is fun. And then I don't know, like, it's more social too. They just want to connect with people in a field and see an example of it. And I feel like there's little opportunity unless we put on events like this, like the Girl Scouts event that you guys were doing. Amazing. Like, leveraging 1 million girls who are already coming together and talking about STEM. Like,
Cookies, sustainability.
I've done two of those, or two or three. I forget how many of those Girl Scouts events I've done now, but they always get the most excited when they hear about, well, it always gets a laugh when I tell them that I formulated color for toilet seats. Like, it's like, who sat on a toilet seat today? Like,
you're welcome.
Color. Yeah. And then the one that really blows their minds are like the Kraft cheese, like green, the Parmesan, like the shaker. And then, that was just like, they're like, whoa, like, you're famous. It's like, but all these amazing opportunities to be in the industry that you don't think about, that you're never exposed to. You don't think about all the work that goes into all of these different parts.
Yeah. I mean, I don't remember having opportunities like that in middle school. It wasn't until like high school that they even brought it up. And when manufacturing was talked about, it was archaic. Like it seemed like an outdated thing for old white guys. So I would just naturally, in high school, I was like, maybe this isn't for me. But
no thanks.
Yeah,
you're right. Like there's no good presentation, or there wasn't a good presentation of what manufacturing looks like. I think there is a lot of work to make the actual realities of it, kind of a little more obvious. But yeah, there was never, and Mercedes and I outdate you a little bit, but there was definitely no opportunities for me in my high school. It was, I had never even considered it. And that's the thing where I get mad, is because there are these girls that don't recognize that they have the skills of an engineer because nobody's talking to them about it and they're not being presented with it. And by you going in and doing these things and showing them, and like you said, they can recognize themselves in you're providing them that avenue to at least think about it. Like maybe they don't go into it, but at least they're considering it. At least they talk about it now.
Yeah, at least it's on their radar. Because, yeah. Or even when looking at college students, like I remember being at our company day event and going up to tables to ask about internship opportunities and seeing their merch. And it would be a camo hat and a knife. And I'm sure some girls will love that. But I was like, so this is saying what I need to hear.
Right. Right. Or events where they only provide like men's shirts and you're like, yay.
Yeah. I think Lynzie and I both remember when we got our first like women's sized shirt in the industry. It was at Conair at Women Breaking the Mold.
It was Conair.
Yeah. I think I still have it. And then also, I think one of the other females outside of working for our companies, which provide, but we got, we're just talking about giveaways now. At Influx, we got beautifully sized female shirts at Influx. We visited.
I have a small plug there. We had a lot of those shirts in cabinets upstairs, and when my friend got hired on, I took him up there to find a new one, and he put on one of the women's V-necks. Like, I didn't realize we had that option, but no, it's not for you.
That's not for you.
Yeah,
unless you like it.
Could be.
It is a flattering cut. So, so I know we're getting close to end of time, but our last question is, if you were just getting into the industry today, or if you're talking to someone who's just getting into the industry today, what's something that you would tell them to pay attention to or consider? And what's something you would say, like, kick it off your radar? It doesn't matter.
Coming back to the AI minor, something with intelligence, like not fully computer science, but getting just the foundational knowledge of what AI even is, I think is really important, because it's affecting not just plastics, it's affecting all industries. So whichever way you pivot, it's going to be something you're faced with. Something to ignore. This is the hot take, actually.
Do it.
Love a hot take.
Let's end off on a high note. Work-life balance. Like, it's something that I absolutely agree with. It's so important, especially when you're deciding to start a family and all of that. But as a new professional in the industry, like, it's important that not that you put your nose to the grindstone and like strap up your boots and all those different terms. It's just put in the time, like build up that foundation of your knowledge, and it does put you leagues ahead when you put in those extra hours now. And then when you do have a family, you do have kids, like maybe you're holding a leadership position at that point, and it just leaves you better off than being like, I want flex time, I want to work from home fully. I'm just like, you have to accept that you probably won't get as many opportunities if that's the route that you want to take. And that's okay.
So basically, like, as a student, like, I should not be spending spring break in Cabo. I should be spending it in a lab in Chile.
Well, I'm not saying that. I'm not saying that either. No, we should still have fun. but to be so demanding of the plastics industry, to be like, I'm working this many hours and I'm working from home and that's my deal breakers, like, that's okay if that's the case, but you're going to lose out on a lot of opportunity with that mindset. not you. Sorry, students would.
Us.
I don't like it when I use that terms.
You're right, though. There's you almost have like a privilege that you can work more, and not necessarily just to like bust your butt, but to get like to your point, you can learn more, you can take more opportunities, you can kind of like be a little loosey goosey with your path, because you can be like, well, I know I don't work in this lab, but I'm gonna put in an hour over here because I got a little extra time. There's all these opportunities that you can start doing, and then you already have that. Nobody can take that away from you unless a humanoid robot comes for your brain. I can't speak to.
Can you imagine managing a group of humanoid robots? That's the only position I can see these people like growing into afterwards.
No, I would quit 100%.
Oh, I'd like it.
You'd be good with the humanoids. I would not.
Yeah, no drama. Actually, it'd be funny if there was drama. Robot drama. You
could try and start drama with the robots.
I think I'd make them wear like funny like outfits. Like I'd get to dress them. That would be or like put little mustaches or like like lipstick on them and stuff like that. That would be fun.
Yeah. Would you even need like HR? I don't think so. I don't know.
If you start robot drama, maybe.
Stir the pot.
Well, Lexington Peterson, thank you so much for joining us on the podcast today. It was a real pleasure. And where are we going to see you next, or what conference are you going to next?
I will probably see you guys again at the. You guys go to CAMX? That's a composites conference, actually.
Mm-hmm. No, but we know people who will be there. Okay. Are you guys going to have a booth? Is Engel having a booth there?
No, just maybe a small talk on the drone topic. But if not, then NP 2027 is a go.
Woo! Yes, for sure.
Awesome.
All right. Well, thank you so much
for having me.
If you've got a question, the voices of resin I hear. Oh, PlastChicks.
PlastChicks is an SPE sponsored podcast.